Alright, welcome to my Nissan Z Performance Bundle gameplay and review. So this came to the item shop a few days ago, and I did promise a gameplay and review, so here we go. So this one is a collab with Nissan, so it is more expensive. So it's 2,800 V-Bucks, which like I said is quite pricey. And unfortunately there's no other vehicles in the shop right now that I can compare it to. But most of them are about 1,500, which is a fair price. So I do think it's a little steep for them to put collabs that expensive. So we're going to find out if it's worth 2,800. Now remember, this does cross over to Rocket League, so if you do play Rocket League a lot, it may be worth the purchase just for that alone. But again, we're going to see what the gameplay looks like. So it's not looking good right off the rip because there's only 4 decals and they're all the default ones. So flames, lightning, then we got stripes, and lastly wings. So these come pretty much default with every single car. So there's no unique decals with this one, which is, like I said, unfortunate. So not only is it expensive, and then these are the wheels, which don't look too bad, especially on my diesel car there. But again, 2,800 V-Bucks, that's kind of pricey. So what can you do with the car itself? Of course, you can change the body color to any color you want. The promo images have it this nice blue, maybe even this one. Let me see what that looks like. Oh yeah, that is such a sharp blue. I might try that one. So here it is in the locker. Again, the Nissan Z Performance. Now don't get that confused with the Rocket League counterpart, which also transfers over to Fortnite. Right here, the Nissan Fairlady Z. So this is an older model of a Nissan. This is the new one. So design-wise, it is pretty sharp. In fact, when this first came to the item shop, a lot of you left comments and said this is one of the best cars in the game in terms of visual. So here's the wheels that come with it, the Nissan Z Performance. Here's what the Fairlady Z look like. They've got that little bit of teal on them. And unfortunately, you can't change the rims or the color at all on the wheels, so I'm going to keep it on that. So for the boost, I'm using something called Lightning, and this is the Cobalt style, which is a blue. I'll show you right here. So you can change the color scheme if you want, but I like the Cobalt one because it's that deep blue as well. Alright, so here we go. I've got my favorite skin with the most royal blue I could find. I love this color scheme here. The blue and black looks phenomenal, and the wrap goes equally well. I just love this combo. This was a free PlayStation skin, believe it or not. I think all of these were free. In fact, the wrap, the pickaxes, the back bling, I believe it was all free. So here we go. Let's transform this car and take a peek. Okay, let me hop in it a few more times so you can hear that engine start up. Here you go again. So it's definitely quiet on startup. I mean, you can hear it rev up just a bit, but it's not as loud as some of them. So again, the design on the body of the car looks phenomenal. It's a bit compact, but it definitely looks like its real-life counterpart. Very clean there. Here's what it sounds like when you drive. I'll be quiet. Okay, that's a nice sounding car. It's got the dual exhaust down there and the triple lights. You can see 2 on the back, 1 on the top there. This is not bad. So I did find a really cool feature on this car, and it comes when you use the boost. So check out the back. You can see it does say Nissan. There's a little Z down on the bottom right. But when you hit the boost, this car turns reactive. This may be the first reactive car in Fortnite, I think. I don't know. All right, if my calculations are correct, when this baby hits 88 miles per hour, you're going to see some serious reactivity. Here we go. Do you see it? How incredible is that? Just in case you don't, let's do it right here. So the taillights flip around and a different display is shown. You've got the Z that's lit up. Like I said, the lights flip around. How awesome is that? Check that out. That is absolutely incredible. It looks like the spoiler goes up too. Or maybe a spoiler appears, I can't tell. That is really, really clean. I bet this looks amazing in the dark. So you've got the dual boost. So not every car has dual boost. Some of them only do 1 strand of the boost. And then even more below that, The exhaust pipes shoot out some boost as well. See that? See how the things just invert? They kind of turn around. That is so clean. All right, let's see how this looks in the dark. I'm actually sold just for that. I mean, that is so sweet. Here we go. Check that out. I mean, that's awesome. What a nice touch. Again, you can see the Nissan logo there and the little Z right there, but you get a big old Zorro Z that pops out right here when you hit the turbo. And these brake lights flip around and you get the cooler looking ones. All right, let's see what it looks like when you try to shoot into the front. Yeah, so you wouldn't be able to see the person's legs right there. So just a sharp looking vehicle. You can see the inside is blue as well. I wonder if that's dependent on the color scheme. Because the entire, well, let's just shoot out the window. You can see. Yeah, I might have to change the color just to see if that does change. That's awesome. Let's just double check that real quick. All right, here we go. Let's take a peek. So there's the awesome orange. And how about inside now? Nope, it's still that nice blue. So blue is definitely the color you want for this car just because it matches the inside. You can still see the reactiveness on full display there though. But yeah, inside the car, especially if you're wearing a royal blue skin like this, it would totally match with that outside being that deep dark blue as well. Pretty sweet. Okay, so let's test it right here. So again, as you can see, it is reactive with the Z popping out. Let's change to anything else. Maybe the red lightsaber? Okay, well that makes it turn red. So maybe it doesn't light up blue, and it only does that because I had it blue? Let's turn it red real quick. Oh yeah, so it's dependent on what color your boost is. So what would this one do? That'd be red. Wow. So I'm trying to find one that doesn't... Okay, well that one you can't really see it. Okay, it's still there. Yeah, so it's 100% dependent on your color scheme. But just, what's the default boost? Do you not have a default one? Like if I don't want to pick one, which one is the default? As you can see though, it's just basically any boost you pick. So that is pretty sweet. I like the blue one because that of course matches the color scheme. Alright, let's just hop into a real match real quick just to make sure it does work in game, because sometimes my map does some trickery and it doesn't appear the same in game. So we'll just double check real quick. We're not going to do ranked though. Let's do just normal 0 build and we'll hop in. Alright, here we go. Whiplash right here. Let's give it the old test. Beautiful looking game. Let's hit the turbines to speed. Yes, sir. Look at that. Absolutely beautiful. I love it. Turbines to speed. Bam! Fatality. So there you go, that is the Nissan Z Performance, and you can see some Rocket League gameplay here. Now obviously in Rocket League, if you have some really cool decals, you can put those on it. So in Rocket League, I think it's well worth the price just because you can customize it a lot. But in Fortnite, in terms of the decals, remember there's only 4 as of this moment that you can put on. But as you can see from my gameplay in Rocket League, it looks really, really clean here as well. So the question is it worth 2,800 V-Bucks? So at the start of this review, I was gonna say absolutely not. It is not worth it. The fact that you can't put any special decals on it in Fortnite as of yet makes it almost a deal breaker for me. But then I saw the secret reactivity. The first car that's actually reactive, and it's reactive to boosting, as you saw. So is this cool enough of a feature to warrant $28? I'd say if you play Rocket League and Fortnite, then yes, that might be the only way it's worth it. Even though the reactivity is amazing, $28 is a tough pill to swallow. If you collect cars in Fortnite, then possibly. Or if you really, really like the design on the Nissan Z Performance, which I do, then it could be worth it to you. But for most people, I think $2,800 is just a bit too much to spend. Is this one of the coolest cars in Fortnite? Absolutely. Is that reactive feature amazing? Yes. If they had a few more decals, I would say this is worth it. So maybe in the future they'll add some, But right now, unless you find the design and the reactivity really cool, I would say it's just a bit too overpriced. Now with that said, this is probably one of the best cars in the game. If they could just lower that price just a bit, I think more people would definitely hop on this bandwagon. But I went into some random squads and I was driving around and people were complimenting the car all over the place. So I don't know if they just don't realize how much it costs or if people just really love this car. But I'm telling you, there were a lot of people that said, wow, what car is that? That looks awesome. So there you go. That is the Nissan Z Performance. It's really clean looking in Rocket League and it's got some really cool reactivity in Fortnite. And overall, it's a really sweet car. I just wish they didn't put the collab price on it and they made it maybe $1,500. So there you go. That's all there is to it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. A like is always appreciated. And don't forget to use my Support-A-Creator Code, which is tabortime.